After 32 hours of playtime, this was me finally unlocking the Platinum Trophy in Dragonball Sparking Zero on PlayStation 5. And while the Platinum journey wasn't that difficult, it did just basically boil down to doing the same thing in every single match that I played, and that was to just basically charge up my Sparking mode and then just mash the square button to beat down people as quick as possible, and as the Sparking was about to run out, press R2 and circle to do your special move, and then just repeat that over and over again for every fight, which you can imagine gets a bit boring. There was a fair few tedious trophies as well, such as the Connected Rivals trophy for fighting 100 online battles, but thankfully you didn't need to actually win them, so you could just leave the game running and go and do something else while you played through matches automatically if your opponents are actually playing as well and would actually beat you up. So I just left the game running, and while I did something else, and eventually I got the 100 matches because it would just automatically matchmake after every game. Another annoying trophy was the Dream Battle Gold Trophy for winning 30 of the 37 Dream Battles, and these were just mini scenario fights that the game come up with to test some of your skills, but the problem with these were that some of them, it didn't really tell you what the objective was and how to beat them, so these were just really annoying to try and get through. And then you had all of the what if scenario trophies that were found in the game's episode battle mode, where you would play through the game's story based on the show, but have to do certain things differently at several points to go and branch off into a alternate timeline to have a what if scenario. And some of these were really hard, especially the ones where you had to fight and defeat people within a certain time limit, as the time limits were really tight, so they were tough to beat, but thankfully I did those using the Dragon Orbs. So just what was the most BS trophy? Well, it was actually a bronze trophy called Come Forth Pourunga, because trying to find all 7 Dragon Balls needed to summon this dragon was an absolute nightmare. So Sparking Zero has 3 dragons that you can summon by finding their Dragon Balls: Shenron, Pourunga and Super Shenron, with Super Shenron's 7 Dragon Balls being given to you automatically after completing the episode battle. Shenron's Dragon Balls can be found by completing fights. You'll often see these as rewards along with XP and Zenny for completing matches. So here's another one that you'll get just by playing the game naturally, as you'll probably find you'll get 3 or 4 sets of his Dragon Balls by the time you've got the Platinum Trophy. And each of the 3 dragons has a trophy attached to making a wish with them, so you have to find all these Dragon Balls if you want to get the Platinum. And Pourunga's Dragon Balls are just really super rare. They drop in battles offline like Shenron's, but these are just really rare, so you'll barely see them when you're playing the game, and you'll have to just grind for these at the end of the game, making this just an RNG nightmare, as you're just at the mercy of the game deciding whether or not it wants to give you these. And I spent about 2 hours just grinding this out after doing everything else in the game. So the best way to do it is to go into offline battle, player 1 versus CPU, and select the world tournament stage and make sure the out of bounds rule is on. And then you want to go and start the match, but pick a character with a cool projectile move. So pick Goku and use the Kamehameha and go up against Hercule, because he's a really weak character and you can finish him off pretty quickly. And then as soon as the match starts, you want to use your Kamehameha and just blast him out the way. You need to make sure you've got one of the ability capsule things on. I think it's Fighting Spirit, which will give you a full key meter as soon as the match starts, so you can just blast him straight away. And if that doesn't work, just blast him again. Sometimes you might have to do it 3 times, but eventually he'll either die or get ring out and you'll win the match. And then you've just got to cross your fingers and hope that you get the Pourunga Dragon Ball, but you'll likely not get one, so you'll have to just keep doing this fight over and over and over and over again. And worst of all, you can also get Shenron Dragon Balls in this. So when you find that you've played like 10 matches, you'll probably just end up getting Shenron Dragon Balls instead. And even if you hold on to those Dragon Balls, it'll still try and give you more, even though you can't hold any more than 7. So you can't even just keep hold of them to try and force the game to give you the Pourunga ones more often. It's just really, really annoying. I don't know why they had to make these Dragon Balls so super rare, because by the time you get them, you've likely done everything else in the game anyway, so whatever it gives you in the wishes is just kind of redundant because you don't really need them anymore. You've probably already unlocked all the characters, and the titles and things like that just don't really matter. What's the point in them? There's just no point. So having this dragon be so super rare and hard to actually unlock is just an absolute time waste, and it's just pointless because by the time you get him, you don't really need him for any of the wishes because you're probably at the end of your platinum journey at this point. I just don't see what they were thinking here by making this set just really super rare when the other two are just given to you either automatically after the end of the story or just really regularly after completing battles. And why can't this just go across all modes? Why can't I be getting these in online battles as well as the tournaments, the dream battles? Why can't these rewards just be given to me in all of the game modes and not just specifically offline battles? It's just dumb. And honestly, it's just left a sour taste in my mouth, as by the end of the platinum journey, I was just forced to do this long, boring, tedious grind of just playing this match over and over again, hoping to finally get the Pourunga Dragon Balls. And worst of all, you'd only get one at a time, and sometimes I did get two in a row. After 2 fights, I would get both Pourunga Balls, but then I wouldn't get any more for like 20 or 30 matches, so it's just really boring and tedious having to do this. And if you didn't have this method of grinding it out a bit quicker, you'd be there for ages before you got all 7 Dragon Balls. Ugh, it's just stupid. It didn't need to be this much of a grind, and that is why this trophy, Come Forth Pourunga, deserves a BS trophy rating of